Hi. Hello. My name is Chris. Welcome to my YouTube where I don't know how life and time works and I'm 5 minutes late and I look like this. Hi. I'm so happy to see everyone. We're going to talk about Fiancé. I don't have room to put this down. HEA. We're in season 7. This is like an episode. I'm just going to go out there and say like 6. Maybe 7. I put it in the title. Who knows really what it is? Hi, Ramsterdam. Thank you so much. Late dinner and a curious kitty, honey. Yes, thumbs it up as you walk in the room, as you just like feel your comfort, just sit down, put the light switch on. I'm going to like take this foot and put it in my lap. I really do look like I just woke up and I did. So, correct. Wow. Did I just go wow? Boy, that doesn't look good. Okay, my loves. I'm excited to talk about this episode with you. As we get into this season, obviously, I have not talked. I don't know what to tell. I didn't be able to talk about Angela much longer either. This was episode 6. There's no good reason for me to talk about that person who is out of their mind. But I feel like when I want to start, I want to talk about Angela I need to talk about Angela until at least we see Michael's reaction and that's going to happen next episode, to her coming, right? Because I guess I'll start with her because I'm going to need to process his reaction. His reaction on the scenes for the next week look very much like he's over it. Over it. Hova, you know what I'm saying? Just like how Jay-Z is done selling fentanyl because he's selling fentanyl legal, making that like new legal stuff. That's exactly how I feel like Michael feels like he finally is over Angela. And so that's gonna be a big deal for us, right? Like we've seen, like they're an OG couple and we've seen them go back and forth this whole time. And so if Michael truly stands up to her and is like, I'm done, and get out, and screams at her and is like, you're disgusting and crazy and I don't want anything to do with you, then that's like what I think we all need as closure, that this person feels that way. Because we've never seen Michael truly even be upset at Angela. He's been embarrassed by her and he's been frustrated with her, but he's never shown like disgust or abhor or aberration, if that's a word, of her and her behavior, to the point where he looked like he was considering not being with her, which I think has made some of her more outlandish behavior acceptable, because you're kind of like, how bad is it if this person is like still like NG baby? It's a little confusing. This one looks like not. Also, truly her Maury Povich clips were resurfaced and everyone's talking about them again. And in the Maury Povich clips, she's like fighting with Scotty and like very upset at her daughter, who like might have been impregnated by Skyla's baby daddy. I mean, like the Maury Povich clips of Angela are like, I mean, how to say it? Like they're just the trashiest things you've ever seen. And when you see them, you kind of are like, oh, this person has wanted fame and fortune from the TV for like years. And very early on, before the show even on, was like, oh, I will say and do whatever it takes to be famous. And I know that my outlandish screaming personality is what's going to bring me there. And she's honed it for years. Look, some of us actors, we go to school. We have to like learn beats, scriptural analysis. We have to learn about objectives, super objectives, what you want, what you're trying to do, tactics, all of this stuff about acting. Audition technique, voice, stage voice, warm-ups. And Angela came on. Okay, can I ask a question, my love? To me, my video keeps just dropping out of the blue. And I hate having technical issues. Now it's out. And I keep bringing it up because as I'm like talking to you, I watch the video go out and I'm like, so I think that I'm just like, so I have to listen. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's happening on my side. I know I'm like trying to finish a sentence, and then every time I think I'm about to finish a sentence, like the screen goes black. Is that happening with you? And if not, yes, you freeze from time to time. Oh, that's fun. I'm gonna that's annoying. Yeah, I don't know why, my loves. I'm so sorry about that. But glitching. Okay, well, I can only I'll just move on. Uh, Basically, yes. Since we already talking about Angela and Michael, and I tell you that I do want to talk about them at least up until next week. And if after he lays out his truth, if it feels like not great for us, it feels unhealthy, then I'll stop talking about her. But I need to see what he says. And I feel like we're gonna want to discuss it. So yeah, we see Michael for the first time this whole season. He is learning how to swim, and this man does not know how to swim. He is scared shitless of the water. And he's to the point where literally at one point he's just putting on goggles and like looking underneath the water and having like a near freak out about it. I mean, I don't wanna, like, judge someone, but, like, it's not I mean, maybe I'd feel differently if they had him, like, in the ocean and, like, you just felt like a thing, body of water brought some in a pool, that's not going to happen, and you have an instructor right there, so it's truly like, why is it such a big deal? You are standing, sir. You're standing. It's like 3 feet, and all you're doing is putting your head underneath the water with goggles, so your eyes aren't even getting dry, and that's too much for you? Mm, I don't know, like, God bless those people, and they hate her. Contentious relationship. It's been 3 years since they've seen each other, which I thought is so interesting. Um, and here, like, his friends are like, "You're so dumb. Get a job. Get a job, Michael. Don't complain about not having money and then go to this, like, crazy ass banshee white old woman to, like, try and, like, what, like, bequeath you a couple thousand? Like, what are you talking about? Get a job. Don't be such a P." But, I like the P word because it's, like, what I am. Don't be such, like, a saggy ball. One saggy ball. That's what you are. You're one saggy ball, honey, who, like, is too scared to go underneath water in a pool when you're standing with goggles on? Come on. Like, I gotta toughen up. I mean, listen, I mean, there's a part of me that's like, are there women in his family? And I think the answer is yes, that are like, what the hell up with that one? Why is he allowing this? I mean, right, which, is the CNN of 90 Day Fiance news. At least a thing where they also talked about he had a telemarketer for car dealerships. I don't know. And he also has the cameo money, but like his friends are like, will you please get a job and like don't be so crazy? And the answer is no. Um, so uh Instagram, and he dances on Instagram. He doesn't have that many followers. Like not a lot of followers at all. Like Mio to 200,000 followers on Instagram. Leona had one season of 90 Day Fiance. Michael's had 14. I'm not quite sure. And I just don't know how much money he can be possibly making. In the pool, his friends like bring some ladies around. They're like, You guys come over here and watch this dumb person dance." I almost feel like that scene happened also for Angela because I mean, remember one time she got mad that a woman was just in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like now they're kind of playing with the idea of like, what are you gonna say? Um, we go back to I love you guys so much. Hi, Lucy. It is. Hi. Hi. Renee is the worst. However, Michael seems so infantile. I know. Kobe and Michael are so close in age. Look at Kobe's level of maturity. You're right. I'm so happy to have caught a live with you. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. I love your energy, and I'm having an awful day with my cancer treatment tomorrow, so thanks for brightening it up. Oh, Kelly, I love you so much. And look at your beautiful YouTube avatar. Choose kindness. I'm so sorry to hear that. Cancer is such a horrible thing, and I just realized, I just found out that a friend of mine who this is so crazy, is actually my favorite masseuse. That sounds a little bougie, but whatever. Like I have, like this one gentleman who I like getting massages from. His name is Lewis, and he's awesome. Um, anyway, he told me some health journey that he had gone on during COVID, and it involved cancer, and he's open about this. So, and also I won't give his last name or where I got a massage from, but God bless. And he talked about the fact that he had to do all of it by himself, because when you're going through like radiation and chemo, you're susceptible to different like bugs that are going around. So COVID is definitely a big bug going around. And so he had to do it a lot by himself. And so that has sat with me ever since he told me about it like a week ago. And to hear you talking about your situation, Kelly, my heart is just like already very sensitive to like people having to go through that. I am so sorry. So, I mean, thank you so much for like letting us be in your life right now, and just like thank you for sharing that. And I hope we do brighten up. I mean, it's not gonna be probably not gonna be the Angela section of this YouTube, but we're just don't worry, we'll get there some part. But thank you for sharing that. Yep, I've been doing it by myself for yeah. Whew. As a healthy person during COVID, besides getting COVID like in the Omicron variant, I wasn't quite aware of thinking about how it would affect people that are going through cancer until I had just heard about my friend's situation. Like I just didn't occur to me that much. And so, Kelly, like my heart is open. I'm so sorry. I hope that I hope that you are leaning on certain people to like give you strength and support. I hope you're FaceTiming. I hope that you have like people that are stopping in and stopping by and just like sitting with you and breathing with you. At the same time, I hope you're having people that are like totally distracting you from moments so that you can like not be sitting in that all the time, you know? Anyway, I love you. I didn't mean to make you sad. I'm just so sorry. I just wanted to let you know how happy I made. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm sad for you, truly. But don't worry, I'll move on. It's just that I feel bad. Also, I don't want you to be going through that, and also this just, I would just was touched by this, and so, um, yeah, my heart goes out to you, and I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for sharing that. Um, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. You're the best. You're the best. My dad's great. Okay, so all right, so we go to Angela and Renee, honey. And again, Renee is Angela's friend that just met her a year ago. I don't trust her so like at all, because like Angela is famous, and you know who Angela is. And so at this point, if you are like here doing that, if you are just like getting involved with her, you're like, you know what you're putting, you know what you're, and so they are so happy to smoke ciggies. Listen, I get it's weird because I did smoke cigarettes in a part of my life and now like not so much. And I just like I almost sometimes wish I could smoke a cigarette every now so disgusting. I don't mind post a picture of her smoking like in Europe somewhere, this exact brand of cigarette I used to smoke. And I looked at it almost with like a certain amount of like sentimentality and like longing for like, oh, I used to be that girl with that skinny ass cigarette, honey, just like posed. And yet thinking about it touching my lips or going inside my mouth is like truly disgusting. I can't even do it anymore. It's just been taken away from me. It's so funny. But that's not what's happening with Angela and Renee. They can't wait to just like smoke indoors in their favorite place, just like in a hospital bathroom, honey, in a airport bathroom, honey. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They're going to be smoking. Angela brings up how when they first got here a long time ago, Michael was like, "Look at all the hookers," and Angel's like, "What, Michael?" And he was like, "The hookers," and she was like, "What?" And he was like, "The hawkers." And she's like, "Are you saying hawkers?" Anyway, Renee, that's what happened. Like she tells a story, and we remember that. So then this is also sad for me. So the entire time we've seen Angela stay in Nigeria, she's always staying at her favorite place, and not mine, but her favorite place, which is a Lagos Travel Inn. And I always thought about it, like they know her now, like they know the cameras, like when she books, does she get the presidential suite? Is like what I always think about. Like, are there like is there a concierge there? Like, how did she find that place and why does she keep going back? Like, but she doesn't go and stay there this time. She goes and stays at Providence. This is who I want to be. This is who I am. Um, um, so basically, she starts to unpack, and it's definitely Providence doesn't have one of those things where like butlers help you unpack. By the way, have you guys ever that butler thing? By the way, is so interesting. Have you ever stayed at a place, and obviously it's going to be a very fancy ass place? I I stayed one night at the Ritz London, and they wanted to do that for me, but I couldn't let them for lots of reasons, mostly just because I was on a leg of my journey that had already happened for like 9 days, and so my suitcase was like not it. Like, if I had just packed at my home and gotten to the hotel freshly, maybe I could think of like, and someone really wanted to do it, and I was at a 5-star blah blah blue, and it's like Butler and me were gonna like live our best lives. And I tip him. Like I'd be like, okay, or whatever, like, yeah, you can unpack me or whatever. But at the same time, I can't I can't let like some poor person go through like my very smelly, messy, like effed up bag where there's just like dirty socks everywhere and like nothing makes sense? Um, she's drinking, and she's drinking what looks like Kahlua night. It's cloudy, and she's like, "All right, you ready to go? Renee, get your cigarettes. We're gonna get going." She like because her hair is fried with an inch of its life and bleach. It's like up to there. And the texture of her hair is, if I had to cut it off, is just burnt, like truly burnt. And so that exists like to there. And then she takes the ponytail piece and puts it in there. And then you have to like fluff the hair around your broken hair that's like cut off to there. And like you really, it's not a beautiful blend. And you kind of have to like piece it in front. It's annoying that most beauty treatments actually strip your beauty of what you're trying to like make beautiful. For instance, like if you get too much eyelash, if you get like eyelash extensions, they'll could like take out your eyebrows, like eyebrow lamination. Oh, sorry. If you get eyelash extensions, your eyelashes can fall out. If you get too much brow lamination, your brows can fall out. Like if you know, use keratin treatments and Brazilian blue, like all that kind of stuff is bad for your hair. Like dyeing your hair is bad for your hair. Like there's just like, you know, putting gel manicures on your nails over and over again, and having them filed off is like bad for your nails. You know, everything is so annoying. But I think that you know, obviously there's ways around that. And I'm not gonna with Angela and this fake hair ponytail, I think it does look better than not having it. Unless she was to really just put that hair and she wouldn't. Like if you have Angela hair, the only thing that you really can truly do is put it in a beautiful slick back bun, right? Or chignon or something like that. How do you say that word? You know, like we're never going to see Angela in like an elegant updo, you know? So having her in this hair and having like some flowy ass top and then her in, and this part really killed me, clear lucite heel block heels. Now, I'm going to tell you why that hurt me, because that clear heel trend really blew through everyone. I mean, I have two sets. I have a set of clear heels with a pointed toe and like more of a stiletto heel, and I have a set of the clear heels that's more what Angela was wearing, like a block heel and a rounded toe. I don't ever want to see anything that I wear on anyone like Angela. I don't want to see it. I'm too bougie, right? I like don't want to see it. Like I don't want to think that like we would wear the same thing or have a similar anything. I don't want that for me. And I don't, you know, definitely don't want it for her. So, but I have to be honest with you that like seeing her in those clear heels made me feel like, oh, I got to throw those away. Boy, did that moment come and go for me. And I mean, as plain as day, it's time for me to like let them go. Let them go. It's important, I think, to like have these moments within oneself. I knew they were trendy, so I knew that like at some point the trend would flow through and then there'd be a moment when it would die. And that's the moment and when they died for me. So I feel Angela is addicted to pain meds. It's a certain look. Huh. Liverpool ass. Oh, that's very interesting. That's not very Liverpool. It's more Irish. I'm sorry about that. Liverpool is like the Beatles. Oh, they talk like that, right? A little bit. I mean, you know, this is my American horrible version of this. Anyway, so then Renee and Angela get in the car and they are in a taxi and it's an Uber and they're like, we're gonna get to Michael's. And like the Uber driver's like, why am I in this? And Renee is like, did I do the right thing? And Angela's like, shh, I'm gonna call him. Because what she's upset about is that she again was like taking your social media and she feels like she's justified to say that to a grown ass man while she has one. And the fact that he won't is annoying to her, but she also likes to like use the fact that he, and this is where Michael, I wish wouldn't do this, offered what to do so if she gives him $5,000. But all he's doing is sending emojis, like laughing emojis, like no, or whatever. So she's like, Michael, are you up? You better stay up because you're gonna get the surprise of your life, you know, and like hangs up and these people are like, what the hell? And then so she gets to this person's house and she just starts like banging on the door. Michael, get out, come here, open the door, you know, and then she like freaks out. And then Renee has to go and be like, yes, Michael, come out, because if you don't, she's going to, you know, whatever. And she already starts like rampaging his car. And Renee's like thought process is, Michael, you better come out because she's mad, is like not the thought process of how I would think to get someone out of a house. I'd be like, if I was Michael, I'd be like, I'm just going to call the cops, honey, and deal with this. Now, Angela has thought about the cops thing, but her rationale, which makes no sense, is that she'll just bring her marriage certificate. So that if the cops come, she'll just be like, no, it's all mine. We're married. So all of this stuff is mine. I can do whatever I want. I'm married. You can't throw me in jail as a married person. Renee and Angela have a lot of chutzpah for like having at Nigeria like this, honey, like if they can't be touched. Um, so let's talk about Libby and Andre. So Libby and Andre go to a manatee park with the grandfather. It's very cute. Ellie's eating, my favorite food and yours, Kraft macaroni and cheese. And she's like spending time with her dad, who's just like playing with her hair and talking with the grandfather, and is like, this is a big ass fish thing. We think this is a fish. Maybe it's a mammal. I'm not quite sure. The father's like, I'll eat it. At the end of the day, whatever it is, I'll eat it. I hate fish. You know that about me. So I don't think we eat manatees. That part's good. Now it's weird because if manatees are a mammal and I eat mammals, would I eat a manatee if we did eat manatees? So I don't eat fish. I would go ahead and put my foot down that I wouldn't eat a manatee. Manatees are like not everywhere. They're like only like in Florida, I feel like. Or maybe there used to be in more places, but they're now extinct. All I know is there is not anywhere around me, honey, where I can see a manatee. In Southern California, there are no manatees. And I feel like I'm right by SeaWorld, and I still don't like if SeaWorld had a manatee, I feel like I would know about it. Like they would have like advertised it. Like, see the only Southern California manatee. So this is what's annoying. So this, zoo, wherever they are, this like sea park with Ellie and the grandfather is happening, right? And like it's happening the same time as Libby's mom's like 60th birthday. Now, Libby's mom is not on Happily Ever After. She's not like a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like Libby's the couple, Libby's with Andre. And yet without Libby and Andre present, we have to sit through an entire scene of Libby's family at the restaurant talking about their shit that I don't care about. I don't care about Charlie and his alcoholism or non-alcoholism. And I don't care about Becky or Buki. I don't care about Megan, her Tootsies, or Pam, or her like denial of her alcoholism. I don't care about Chuck. I would that, I think it's interesting that Chuck wouldn't be there kind of, but a little bit. Like none of these people, all these people are the same as an Angela on Maury, throwing their family business out in the streets for an ounce of fame, for one like. And I'm good. I'm great. I'm good. There's a whole scene without anyone from the show, like from the not the couple being a part of it. It's so obviously that they want so bad for there to be a family day, Libby. And I just like want to put my foot down and be like, no, I can't. I can't. One thing about Buki's husband does not ever want to be on the show, but he allowed their child to be on the show. Becky's kids, I don't feel like are ever on the show. But at this dinner, Charlie brings his like hooligans. Charlie, and as I like Charlieism, is like, yeah, and my family canceled me. And I feel like he was so excited to like think of that thought because like Charlie is someone who would like be against cancel culture or like anything, I'm sure. And I'm sure their family is too. So he got to like start to braid the strings that connect them to make their connection stronger. And the strings are like, well, we all are like would hate people that would cancel people. We all like alcohol and we all hate Andre. He's just trying to like strengthen those things. And then Becky and Buki are like, you know what? You're right. We do hate Andre more than you for sure. No, we hate Andre. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, we do hate Andre. So you're right. Let's move on to Jovi and Yara. So, Jovi and Yara go to the green card interview, and they're like scared because they can't find their marriage certificate, which I get. I have to find my birth certificate. I want to get like an astrological reading, and I was either born at like 5:35 p.m. or 5:25 p.m. because, and the reason why I say that is like I have this little like plaque of like a baby and it says my name on it and it's like Christine Farah and then it's like however tall I was, like 7 feet, no, 7 inches, 2 ounce, no, 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 like 7 inches seems like very small. I think I was seven, yeah, maybe I was 7 inches and like two whatever centimeters. I mean, obviously I'm so bad at like numbers. And on this plaque, it said that I was born at 7:35 p.m. But then I have this memory of looking at a birth certificate of mine like 4 years ago, and it said 5:25 p.m. And so now I have to try and find a copy of my birth certificate and like find out what time exactly I was born so that I can go to an astrologer and have them do all the thingies so they can find out in the time in the cosmos, like where my soul and personality came together. 7 pounds, 7 pounds, 20 ounces. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 7 pounds, 7 pounds, 2 ounces is what I wanted to say the entire time. And I think that I was 20 inches or 22 inches. 7 foot baby, honey. Can you imagine? I was a C-section, and you can see why. So I gotta find my birth certificate, and I want to do one of those things, astrological things. And should I do it? And have you done it a couple days? Okay, so obviously there's a war in Ukraine, and as we know, it's come to 90 Fiancé now. Yara is like in the middle of it. I feel bad for Yara. Yara is like, because it's like, what would happen if we had to watch Natalie during a whole season of 90 Day Fiancé with her mom and like the war in Ukraine happening? I guess on Single Life in the season that we are in, at some point that happens, right? We're in the time of the war and she like has to deal with that. She bananas. So I remember that one time that didn't Natalie and Yara go out? Wasn't there a picture? And that's when Jovi was like, I think Natalie's dating someone else because we met that guy. It feels like from that moment on, Yara and Natalie probably never hung out again. I date Chuck, freeze the accounts, take him on a cruise, and won't come back until the kids get along. I date Chuck, freeze the accounts, take him on a cruise, won't come back until. I thought Ramsterdam, you're gonna say like and throw him over the boat, which is horrible. Heat float. Okay, so they go to their marriage thing and they're like, they like get it because they're married and like, the green card goes through and they're all very excited about that. I think this is the part that gets crazy. If you are about to like have your green card interview and you have like your attorney that's there that's helped you through everything and you have like your husband or whatever, like on what realm would you not then want to go celebrate with the people that are like involved in the process, like Jovi and this attorney? Like that's what would happen. Like after all this, you'd be like, great, we did it, we got our green card. Like you'll get in a week and yeah, like let's just go and like let's all have a celebratory drink. Great. But what Yara wants us to believe is that Yara had like made plans instead with her group of like nitwits, So, and I have tea for you, which I posted in Vanity Fair right before I went live. Did you guys see? Vanity Fair, by the way, which I'm sure you all know, is the private Facebook group that I have to talk about all this stuff. And so Yara's friend Adele, we know Adele is the one that's like the more talkative one that like is a little bit older and like wants to like be famous. We can tell because she's like excited to be on TV. And that's not her real name, it's her middle name. Adele was arrested on drug-related charges stemming from like her boyfriend in a drug trafficking ring in October, which is the exact month that we are in. I don't like her. And I never really liked her. And the reason was I thought she was vain and shallow. And I thought that she was just like, I thought it was, and I like Yara. Let me tell you this. I feel like I think about this a lot. I like superficial shit. We're talking about a dumb reality show. Like, this is superficial. This is superficial. Also, what's superficial is like makeup and hair shit and beauty stuff and bags and fashion and the way you look, and all of that is like very superficial, right? I love it. I love it. Like, I just like a girly ass femme girl. Like, I used to, like, like, I used to play Barbies, and like nothing would really happen except that I would just get them completely dressed up to go somewhere, and then, oh no, we have to go somewhere else. I'll get them completely dressed up again. Like, and why I bring this up, it's like there's a way of being interested in those kind of things or topics and still being a deep person. It's like why I feel like my brand is like deep content about superficial things, deep content about superficial topics, because it's like you can like all that stuff without having it be a part of your personality. I feel like all those girls, like, being having all the same hair, having all the same features, having all the same everything is like their personality. You know? I think that when I think about personal style and beauty, what I find transformational about it is how one can use it to express their individuality. So it's weird to me, like, that's another reason why it's weird to me to have the Instagram filters and all that stuff, because literally all it's doing is making every person look the exact same. Anyway, so uh when Jovi shows up, like, all the girls are like outwardly hostile and mean to him. Like, ugh, you're here? I know, didn't expect you to be here. You didn't expect him to be here? Well, your friend just got her green card. So it's a huge ass day for your friend's life, and her husband's here. Also, you know that your friend's husband like goes away for a month at a time. They just got their green card. So, like, to me, I'd be like, thank you so much for letting us be a part of your celebration. But they're so mean at him. They're just like, Jovi, like, wow, hanging out with the girls again, Jovi, aren't you? Okay. Now, I do think Jovi likes to hang out with those girls because Jovi likes a blonde, fake titted woman. We know this about Jovi. He brings it up. He's like, I get to hang out with all the girls that have fake tits. I don't know. I think everyone deserves their own special hell that they create within themselves. But then we have like the most annoying conversation, which is basically that there's a war and in Europe, and Yara feels like she needs to get out there. She still has to wait for her green card to come, which could come in 1 or 2, 3 weeks, and he'll be back in 3 weeks. But she just wants the minute her green card to come to up and leave with the baby to Europe. And all Jovi has said is like, I'll go with you. Just wait till I get back. Which might be the same time your green card comes anyway. And yeah, it's a war. It's like a war place. And we have a brand new baby. And you'll need my help. And I want to help you. I want to be there for you. Also, as like this baby's father and as your husband, I can't just be stuck on a boat thinking that you're in jeopardy. It's not fair. I just cannot do that. It's very hard. Like, I'll be stuck on a boat. I need to be there for you. This makes perfect sense to me. And anyone who thinks it doesn't make sense to them is like dumb. And I don't understand why this is even like the producer's idea of like what a conflict could be. It's not a good conflict. So anyway, there's like various people there, including Adele, who's like going down for like drug related charges, tee, and like this Ukrainian lady, also I forgot her name, who's basically like, let her go. You're so controlling. I feel like they think that he's controlling because she has to act like she has to like make sure it's okay before she goes and hangs out with her friends. She does hang out with her friends though. Like, they just hang out. They're kind of like, You know how Becky and Buki are like with Libby, like, we're never gonna see Libby again. Andre tries to keep Libby from us, but like all we've seen is them hang out like with their daughters and like with their mom. Like they've been hanging out. Like the only person not Libby's not hanging out with is like Charlie, you know, and there's a reason why. It's like, no, like she does hang out with you. Yeah, she also hangs out with her baby and her husband, mostly because he's not working right now. So like, why don't you all just wait? Can't you all just wait? He's about to go for a month, and then you know that she's going to be alone, or she's going to be like freaking out because of like the war. So why don't you just like wait and hang out with her then, and come over to her house so she doesn't have to get a babysitter? If all you bitches are such good friends, come on over to her house. The baby will go to bed at a certain time. You can drink wine and like paint each other's nails. Do whatever you want to do. I mean, come on. So, yeah, it feels like you are all just recent friends of Yara, so like you don't have like the authority to try and be like, what's Jovi about? What does Jovi want? It's more like, who are you? This is the relationship that's been here before you guys. And also they're married. Anyway. But overall to say that yeah, like Yara's friends are beneath her. Maybe these are the first people that you could kind of like meet. And maybe like there's not that much variety around where she lives. But I think Yara's gonna like feel like their toxicity soon if she hasn't. Of course, Jovi should go with her. It's a war. Hello, I know. It's like, why am I wasting, camera time to talk about this dumb conflict that like no one would ever be on those girls' side, those vain girls' side. I don't want to use the word vain because I like vanity. They are all recent friends. I'm getting my next bestie in an airport bathroom. Yeah, honey, you just like, listen. I love the idea of people like seeing Angela in public and then just spraying themselves down with like cigarette smell and then trying to walk by her and having it waft on them. So she'll be like, I like you, Shaida and Bilal. So Shaida likes a real clean mouth. Her house, not so much, but her mouth, pristine. She, to the point where she's like a little OCD about it and has like been told she's about to like scrape off her enamel. She like scrapes off her like tongue too much. Not like she's not scraping her tongue, which is a whole ass thing you can do with a tongue scraper, but she's like brushing aggressively her tongue. And she likes a clean mouth, which, is great. But it seems kind of weird. Also, it seems like a very Bilal thing. I feel like Bilal watched that scene and was like, I love OCD cleanliness. Like, I feel like he got a boner from it. So she talks to her friend, Utrus, and, Utrus is like drinking her coffee and just like listening, her tea probably, and just listening to like, Shaida be like, I want a baby and I'm 37 and all, and I don't know if he wants the baby, and just being like, girl, he probably doesn't. Seems like he probably doesn't. I bet you would get on that thing, girl. And she does. So she says that she wants to give him the benefit of the doubt that he wants kids. Now, I don't know what show she's been watching because it's very obvious that he does not. So they go to this doc, and this is like a really weird this is a really weird doc visit for a lot of reasons, because it's in an office and not like in a room where you do all the stuff. Like you do all the stuff like where he goes and checks you out and then I don't know, like does a sample of something and like does blood of something else and like gets all the measurements and the numbers and things, ultrasounds happen and whatnot. But this like sit down conversation in the office doesn't really make sense. He's like, well, tell me about you. And she's like, well, everything is great. Yeah, no, I'm real clockwork cycle every 21 days. He's like, I'm sorry, what? She's like, yep, bleed every 21 days, honey, like clockwork. 21 days, 3 weeks. That's all I need. He's like, that's weird. It should be 28 days. It's like weird that you're saying 21, 28 days. Where's that extra week? You have a whole extra week. Where's that week? Okay. Why did she not know that a 21-day cycle is not a 20? I mean, it's not a normal or average cycle. Why did she not know that? I want her to know it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, she's not 17. She's 37. I want all the females, I want everyone to know their own body. So listen, wherever you are on the gender spectrum, I want you to know your body. Okay. For cisgender females, I want us to like know what is healthy. And at 37, like there's certain things like how do you not know that a normal menses is 28 days? Sure, it can be 25 or maybe 30. I don't know, like 2 days, not a big deal. But 21 days and you're 37 and you thought that was blink, blink, okay? Totally normal? Have you not ever gone to any sort of gynecologist ever? No one ever talked about that with you? How long has your cycle been 21 days? How much tampons you have to go through? It's a short cycle. I mean, I don't know. Uh, she should absolutely freeze her eggs, and I want her to. And that's what I thought this conversation was going to be. I thought she was going to get her like hormone levels. I thought that like maybe would be talking about things. But so then after that conversation, they're like, "Well, we want to try," and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I would start." Yeah, if you want this, you have to be trying. And she's like, well, we haven't tried yet because, whatever, we don't want, we like, he doesn't really, he wants to wait. Then Bilal turns around out of the effing blue and is like, well, the truth is, I know what postpartum depression's like, and it's going to change you. It's going to change everything. And I just don't know if you can go through that. This grown ass man is going to tell a woman what she can or cannot deal with. His fear and absolute distrust of having kids in his life is so traumatically in him of what I guess happened in his previous relationship that he cannot see past it. Just makes me feel like in his mind, he thought that him and Shaida were perfect. Then she has kids. She's hormonal, maybe like doesn't want to deal with him telling her what to do all the effing time because he isn't a mom. He doesn't realize that women are hormonal when they go through certain things, and you kind of can't like just be bossing them around, especially when you don't know what's happening in their bodies and lives. She gives birth. She has to deal with Bilal and, like transitioning to taking care of someone who's not Bilal. And I'm sure he felt that and was just like lost. Then would also come home and there'd be like some toys around. And he was like, this is ruining my whole life. This ruined my whole life. But he loves Shaida. So then he just tried to find another Shaida. But when he found another Shaida whose name is Shaida, the one thing that Shaida wants is kids. It's kind of like Greek tragedy. Anyway, I love you, Liverpool ass. Thank you so much for like telling the peeps. Please thumb up this video if you haven't yet. So I hate Bilal for this, and Shaida, like you have to just stop giving him the benefit of the doubt. You have to like absolutely put his toes to the fire. You should be freezing your eggs now. Just freeze your eggs. Like you aren't getting younger. You have to freeze them. And he should pay for that. Caitlin, Chris, that's 100% what I believe happened as well. Yeah. Not all women have postpartum my ass depression. Yeah, absolutely. You can't even tell. Yeah. I don't know. Lisa, I just saw this. Is she the same one that scrubs her vag like chicken? Yes. I forgot that scene from last season. She scrubbed that chicken, honey. Like she scrubs her tongue. what Shaida would love? Like a Korean spa. Like I feel like Shaida would love going to a Korean spa and having like women viciously scrub every part of her body, especially the nook in between like your vag and your like hip. That nook, they get in. I feel like Shadow would love it. Okay. Oh, hi. Oh, sorry. Hi. Ciao, Bella. Love Docu Sweeties. Thank you. We love doing it. Oh my goodness. Imagine how she might get the egg freezing process all screwed in her mind. Probably thinks she needs to lay them first. I mean, it really was shocking when this 37-year-old woman knows that like that she can't, like be like a mom at 40 for the rest of her life, but also is like, I just will never get over her thinking that a 21-day cycle is like super great normal. And having like a grown male doctor be like, no, oh no. Like it's very that like, oh no, no. That kind of weird song that's on the reels. Yeah, just like Bilal's like thinks it's so strange at a fertility clinic when that's like the crux, like, oh, well, you shouldn't think it's strange, Bilal, because the person that you married has been saying one thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, that she wants to have a baby. So it shouldn't be 1000% crazy for you to be at a fertility clinic. It's the one thing that she keeps saying she wants. It's crazy that you don't understand that you aren't open to what she keeps saying she wants. When you married this person who kept saying one thing, you married her. And that was your acquiescence to her and the thing that she wants, the deal breaker for her, which is babies. So it makes sense that you got married to her and now are at a fertility clinic to go over what she wants. She should be like, it's 100% crazy that I have to even meet Shahida. That's your life. That's your business. I shouldn't have to meet with her. That's crazy. Which is true. Okay. Soulja Boy and Kim. So Soulja Boy is, turning a number. Honey, I'm not quite sure what the number is, but it's a big birthday. Not a big birthday. I mean, I'm not quite sure. 34, 33? I don't know. But he's having like a club birthday and all of his friends are there. Beeswax was one of them. Beeswax. And Bezaman. How did he get beeswax? Is that what he used to say? He'd be like, honey, he would like do things and he'd be like, that's none of your beeswax. And they were like, beeswax, always with the secrets, beeswax. It's dumb, beeswax. He said waxy? Beeswax. He's a little bee and he like goes from little flower to flower getting all their nectar. Beeswax, bee, king bee, beeswax. He's sticky. He'll like stick on you, honey. Beeswax. I don't know. But Kim's there. Now, the lighting of this scene is going to happen in like really dark lighting, like it's blue and black lighting. It feels really, it's very hot. Like, and I'm like also just interesting that like they could see everyone. Mine, I was like, oh, how are they doing this lighting? It's so dark in here. Anyway, but it's very club-like, and I think that Kim is like, oh, I'm in a youthful space. There's my man. And then, Soulja Boy's friend comes in, the one that like they had all that second wife conversations, and she's like, let me just go apologize. Hi, can we talk over there? And then like they go and talk, and this man doesn't really speak all the English he can, and she's just like, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. It's like, I won't do that again, or I won't like blow up. And he's like, okay, can I go back and hang out with people I know? I don't care about you. She's like, okay. And then this hot ass piece walks in, this girl, Allie, and Kim is like taken aback that like someone else is there, and she says Kim has to say like, I'm very confident in myself. Okay, very confident. But Allie is young. She's everything I'm not. She goes and talks to Allie just to like feel Allie out and like get, the sense of like what's happening. And Allie seems chill. Allie is also like, Soulja Boy is so big, he could get any girl. So keep that in mind. Like, Soulja Boy's whole thing kind of feels like I'm a big ass deal. Everything that, I could have in anyone or anything I want, but I've chosen you. And because you have certain things that aren't as great as me, you should be loyal to me for having chosen you because you have some strikes against you. And Kimbali wants to be like, no, I chose you, you chose me, we're the same. We both love each other. And Usman's like, what I'm trying to tell you is I am with you despite your age. See what I did? So I'm sacrificing because you're old. And therefore, you should know that intrinsically and let me do whatever I want because I've sacrificed, which is that you're old. I mean, that's really, I think, what Usman's mindset is. So, listen, the birthday goes fine. Like, Kimberly doesn't get like upset or like throw a drink in anyone's face. And so that's a success. And so they're going to go, as we keep saying, to go meet his family in Sokoto. But that hasn't happened yet. They actually have one more like romantic excursion by themselves. And it's like a dinner. And they still have to talk about the whole second wife thing because last time it didn't go so well. So they do, and they talk more. It's like they're bargaining over like what it's going to be. The second wife, what are the boundaries? And obviously, we know that Kimbali doesn't want the second wife to she never wants to meet the second wife. She doesn't want the second wife not only not living in America, but not even living in Sokoto next to his family. She wants this person to be in some other part of Africa. And she never wants to meet the kids. Usman's kids that are not even born yet. Okay. And he's like, this parts are crazy. Have I met Jamal? Have I met Jamal? Your child. That's not my child. Have I met him? Am I nice to him? And do you expect me to have a relationship with him? And Kimbali's like, yes. Okay, you got me there. Yes, okay, that's a good point, I guess. I didn't think about that, but that's true. And then like Usman coming off of that high is like, great. Also, like I can meet anyone and, they could live wherever. And she's like, well, you're not going to meet another American woman. He's like, no, don't hold that against, like, don't make that boundary. Like I get a second wife and whoever I want my second wife to be. She's like, no, she's not going to be American. I put my foot down. I'm the American. You said you wanted to get someone from your culture that like was, potentially Muslim and like will have, like be into this, like, because she's your culture and younger. And he wants to keep his options open. He's like, I could marry anyone, American, Australian. She's like, not really though, because you can't go everywhere. That's the thing, honey. You can't go everywhere. You don't got that visa, honey. Like I got that visa. So who are you gonna meet? I don't know. They're trying to talk about what it is, and they're trying to like get all their. My gardener's here. Is that loud? Should I shut my door? Wait 1 second. Give me a second. I'm gonna. I don't know if it's gonna do that big of a health thing, but I gotta close this door and window, my loves. Okay, so yeah, like first of all, talk about Family Day Libby. It actually would be great TV, and this is what I'm gonna bring up here. If we could actually watch Kimbali and Usman find their, sister wives together in a Seeking Sister Wife spinoff. Well, I would be happy about that, wouldn't you? I'm gonna do a little Be Real. Anyone on Be Real? Um, all this time, I thought the background was blurred. It's the blinds. Oh yeah, my background is not blurred. I just have it's just the window, and so I'm like trying to have a place for you guys where I can sit, but the lighting has to be such that I also have lighting coming at my face and not just from behind. Um, okay, baby boos. I'll go back to my thing. Then they finally have this conversation about what is expected and what the other one has done for the other one. And this is where Usman kind of lays out his like, but see, I'm young and I'm like attractive and people want to be with me and I am with you. So you should be happy about it. And she's like, but you're with me because you love me. And he's like, mm, I love the feelings I can get from having you around, like fame, comfort, security, gifts. I mean, I I think that if you get to like me, if you listen, if you if my heart was set on a polygamist and or polyamorous lifestyle, I wanted that very much, then it seems to me that certain people in your life you don't have to love. They're giving you whatever you are getting from them, and then you are open to other people giving you the other things that you want and need. So if you don't get what you want and need from one person, who cares? If you're getting a little something, but you also can date other people that can potentially give you more of what you want, then why limit yourself? But instead, what I chose is a monogamous lifestyle where I had to try and get a certain amount of like love, respect, comfort, chemistry with one person. And that part's hard, right? Because sometimes you have chemistry, but like no emotional connection or no whatever, like the comfort, no security. And trying to find all of those qualities one person's hard. So I get that. But if you didn't have to do that, if you were like, well, I'm going to get one thing from one person, then why does he care if he's not super attracted to Kimberly? He's going to have like other options to get that out of him. um, I I also feel very much like Usman's like, Kimberly, you should be so happy that you're getting the yammy. I love you guys so much. If he finds another American, then Kim is no longer as valuable to him since he can get the visa elsewhere, and Kim knows that. It was also, yeah, it was telling when Kimberly saw Allie and was like, she's everything I'm not. She's everything you're not? No, she's young and she's Nigerian and she's his culture and she's beautiful. Kim, and it, also as someone who watched many sister wives, I understand that like women and men can get possessive and or jealous and or other things. That is just what happens. And which is why that lifestyle can be difficult. I would love to watch them try and do it though. But yeah, Kimberly, for her own whatever, the thing that she has over other people is that she's American. Maybe she's American and she's stable, financially more stable. But the American thing is a big deal for her. She has that over other people. So she wouldn't want a person to also have that. Also B, if he got another American, honey, he could live with that person in America. She can be like, when you come to America, you live with me, not your second wife and your kids, which are, in Africa. And if he got to have a second wife and kids in America, honey, she'd never see him. Never see him. All right, loves. That's the end of the episode. Nikki in the Facebook group pointed out that the average lifespan in Usman's country is 60. Maybe he thinks he won't be stuck with her that long. Ooh. You can claim to be a strong bitch and allow these multiples, in my opinion. Can't. You can't claim to be a strong bitch and allow these multiples, in my opinion. You know, there's a lot of like polyamorous or polygamist shows, because there's a whole other show that's like not Seeking Sister Wives and not Sister Wives. It's about like another religious family doing it or whatever. And no, I've not seen a really great example of how this works. What I've seen mostly is Sister Wives, where it was 17 years of lying about how great it was and how horrible it really was. And then just this season, everyone's like, no, it's been horrible. I've hated it. Our marriage fell apart. He doesn't fuck this one. He doesn't fuck that one. I'm not going to be someone he doesn't fuck. He only fucked the young one, Robin. F that amount, like, which is why it's great. Kimberly's doing all this for fame status. I think Usman. That's why I think that's maybe like their biggest connection. I think that she's doing it for, I think that she fully is, and she keeps saying it. She's a big ass stan of Usman. She's like a Michael Jackson stan that just took all her Michael Jackson love and just like put it on Usman because, he's passed. And so she's living that life, honey, of like someone who gets to have sex and or whatever relationship with someone that she truly was a fan of, got in his DMs and like did. And listen, I have someone in my life who had sex with one of their matinee idols. I know someone that had sex with someone they used to idolize. And that person's famous. And I always thought like it must be such a crazy thing. And I've talked about it with this person before, but like to want and idolize someone and think this person's so great, like on a national level or whatever, and then meet them and that person be sexually into them and then get to have sex with that person. I can't imagine it. I would have had to have sex with like Edward Furlong or Leonardo DiCaprio or Mike Vittar from Sandlot, someone, or like Jason Priestley. I would have had to have sex with like one of those four people for me to truly understand that feeling. And I didn't. I haven't. Can you believe it? I haven't. So I will tell you, I have remarkably, for living in LA, like barely hooked up with anyone famous. Isn't that so sad? I think I one time made out with Mackenzie Aston from Garbage Patch Kids? No, Garbage Pail Kids fame. He's Sean Astin's brother. I don't even really remember it. But one time I think I made out with him when I was drunk when I was really young. And then I saw him later. My friend was with me. She's like, do you remember making out with him? And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, you made out with that guy like drunk at someone's party like 5 years ago. And I was like, and even now I barely remember it. But it does explain the somewhat awkward conversations I was having with him that night. He's very nice. I think that he like married someone this a long time ago. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have. It's all I have. Isn't that so sad? No one else? I've not even kissed someone of like where I could tell you and you could like be like that person. That's so sad. I got so much to do left in my life, honey. I'm not done. Okay. Would you date someone famous? I mean, this person was great. I'd date anyone great. Okay, my loves. Let's do a breath. I'm excited to, like watch the rest of this. And yeah, can you believe that, like I said, Adele, Yara's friend, was arrested on drug charges and definitely is like, that's my post in Vanity Fair. Yeah, honey, it's Screen Rant. Look at it. Anyway. Be Proud reported that Adele, one of Yara's closest friends in America, was arrested in October 2022 after being accused of participating in an extensive drug trafficking adventure. She was part of a group of 6 individuals who were arrested as part of the bust, which allegedly included cocaine, heroin, luxury vehicles, and firearms. Her boyfriend, Francesco Palma, was included in the arrest, and the 6 people have been indicted by a federal grand jury. That's like where I'm like, okay, but did Yara know that? Did that just happen? How do some things just happen? Like now that's gonna happen? Like, God, I want to talk about it. I hope we see it. They look like Russian mob girlfriends. Oh, absolutely. And when in the first scene when they were like, you have to date someone, like you could be taken at any time. You could just be around and some rich man, very powerful man would just walk up to you and see you and just be like, come with me. And Jovi knows that. I was like, what world are you guys in? And now I understand they're like in like drug cartel worlds. All right, my love. Oh yeah, would you mind liking this video, my loves? I totally need it. I'm so sorry that I like hate that I have to like ask for it, but I totally need you to like this video, like thumbs it up, which means, my love, maybe exiting out of the chat, liking it, coming back in. I'll give you a moment. I won't leave. I'm gonna have to leave soon, but like think about doing that for your girl. I really need it. Also, I love all your comments during and after it's posted. Those are also those comments after this live is posted, like really does me wonders. YouTube's very hard to like. Any of these stupid social media sites are like very hard to like hack their algorithms, but engagement is how you do it, I guess. So thumbs it up. 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 Do the YouTube thing. Share, replay, please, please, please. Yes. And also, Renee, what? Did you buy the new Charlotte Tilbury cheek palette for holiday 2022? I'm waiting for it to come to Sephora, but if you want it right now, it's available on the CT website. Cheek palette. Pillow Talk? Is it the Pillow Talk cheek palette? New holiday collection. Oh, Betsy! Thank you so much for this, honey. I appreciate that. That's so lovely. Betsy, you're the best. Also, one step closer to me getting my cheek palette. Oh, it's the Pillow Talk Beautifying Cheek Palette. What gorgeous colors. Oh, I do like it. Wow, 2 of the colors are highlights, though. I wouldn't expect that. I'd expect there'd be more. $75. It's so, God, everything is so pink. I actually really like the darker shades, too. Yes, but can you sing Mary Had a Little Lamb? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. His fleece was white as snow. TikTok star. Okay, I love you guys so much, and let's take a breath. Let's have a great rest of our week. It's already Thursday. I can't believe it. It did take me so long to put this up. I'm so sorry. However, Docu-Sweeties will help us going with our episode, hopefully by the end of today, and Love After Lockup. So we have the same episode Juan and I did of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, and Love After Lockup. And if you want that right now, of course, you can join our Patreon. It's $10 a month. It's patreon.com/DocuSweeties. And we're going to start going live in there as well. So we'll be able to do it, Yo, Mary had a little lamb and that fleece was white as snow. Oh. I can. Okay. God bless. You can't just, you know, insult the culture. I love you guys so much. Let's do our breath. Let's just do two. We'll like have the exit breath and then we'll like rehearse our breath and we'll have like the real one. So get everything out. Breathe it in. Out. In the real one right now. Feels good. Oh, it feels good. Just all together. Just rest with us all together. Wherever we are in the lands, we breathe together. We're here in this moment together. We've shared time and space together. You know what I'm saying? We're all going to go back to our lives. And as we've talked about, you know, wherever you are in your life changes. And some of us are going through some hard things. Some of us, like me, not right now. I'm going to go play golf. But it means a lot that anyone would honestly want to show up to a live of me just going live and talk to me for an hour and 15 minutes anyway. I won't ever get over feeling so thankful for that. Like truly grateful and thankful. I really enjoy talking to you all, and I'm so appreciative that anyone would want to hear me talk. Like, you know, thank you. I love you all so much. I love you, love you, love you. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I hope that you have a great weekend. There's content to be had on DocuSweeties, also the Patreon if you want to join. And then, of course, my Instagram and Twitter. I am at Chris L. Farah. The L is for Look After Lockup, which I'm really into right now. And, of course, Vanity Fair exists as well, which is the private Facebook group. You can go and post things. And if you want to read that article, it is up there. Okay, babes? All right, my loves. I need to start decorating for Halloween. I think I'm going to do that this weekend. Are you getting into the fall? Have you had any pumpkin spice yet? It's time. Did you watch Hocus Pocus too? All right, babes. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Love you. Take care of yourselves and one another and stand up for what you believe and make art. Bye.